Good morning, ladies. Are we live? Yes, we are. Cool. Well, good morning. I hope it's okay that I'm joining you because it's early morning day. It's super beautiful out, and I just received two stories, one last night, one a couple of days ago, that I really wanted to share because they're going to probably make your morning and help you enjoy that cup of coffee with some infusion of good news that often these days we don't really get. So let me have my sip of coffee. Cheers, and join you with yours. So I wanted to share two really good feel stories because I don't think that we're getting enough of those these days. And the first one comes from this woman, let's say Jenny, and she had been unemployed for 3 months, and she had been trying to get a job and opportune job openings. Nobody was taking her in. And I got an email last night from her, and this is not her real name, right? So if you're in the lunch and you see here and there, that's not her. I've just made up her name, but she emails me. She's, Olivia, I have to share with you that the craziest thing has happened, and I'm paraphrasing. For 3 months, I came across her LinkedIn challenge when you were offering the top 50 listers who are current positions, and never in my wildest dream did I ever think I could land a dream with Amazon. But today was my first day with Amazon, thanks to that list. I published that list that we started her job, and she went on to saying how excited she was because it actually has opportunity to grow. Everybody thinking that these are very temporary jobs, but they ensured her, during the interview process, they reassured her that it might open doors, even though it starts as a temporary assignment. It has very, very real potential to continue to grow and become a permanent position. In less than a week, she got a job. She'd been searching for 3 months, and never would she have dreamed she could have landed a job with Amazon. So this is before she even started the challenge, you guys. Anyhow, she's like, I'm definitely going to stay in the challenge because obviously I'm starting at perhaps a lower level position with Amazon doing logistics, but I can grow, right? And I'm going to be strategic about this. And I really want to take the chance. I can position myself to use this crazy time as positioning so that I can grow my career rather than just saying that I'm going to be happy with this job. So props to Jenny if you're watching. Congratulations. It's such a good, feel-good story. Then I do have 3 stories, but I'm going to share 2, and we'll see how we're doing on time, and I'll go into the third one. The second one, bridal store in Hong Kong, the most expensive city for rent. If you thought that New York City was expensive when it comes down to rent, downtown Hong Kong in the financial district, supremely expensive rent. And I was talking to my friend there, and there's a podcast coming out on this, and it is one of the most famous stores. But come these times, like most other businesses that rely on people coming in and buying, she was really struggling. But she got super creative, and this is the beauty of it. So my friend, what she did, right, because she has a boutique where they bring very rare dresses, the Lab of Fairy Tales. That's the name, Loft Bridal Store, something like that. And they're very excited, and they get people from all over the world. But if there's one purchase that a woman makes in which she tries out the outfit many times, dress, let alone a purchase that you try it on many times before you ever think of buying it, because it's a big investment and it's like your big day. But when something like this happens, not only like are those things kind of out of the question, but more than likely your wedding's been postponed. It's not going to happen, right? So my friend here, she's like, the first couple of weeks to do rent here in home alone is like tens of thousands of dollars. So I'm like screwed. What do I do? And she caved into the fear momentarily, but then I'll get this fear and understand where it's coming from and understand what the problem is. The problem is I need to start making money right now. How can I do that? Now, she got super creative, and in order to shift where she was from that like really low level energy to bring herself up and really start infusing her business with, turn all of these typical paradigms about wedding dresses and weddings on its head, on their head. And she said, you know, enough is enough. Like, I can't sell with women coming into my store because over the world, and I'll do the trying on here for them. And I will try these dresses, do a walkthrough virtually, and we can measure them on their end, and we can measure here, and we're going to do this virtually. We're going to figure out a way to do this virtually. And she started offering virtual wedding consultations and style consultations for wedding dresses. And the long story short, she's making a killing. She's seeing more people in a day than she's ever seen. And this is a bridal store. You guys, a bridal store. Like, if there's someone who you would presume is going to go out of business, like during these times, it's probably a bridal shop, especially a boutique, not a big chain, right? Not someone who has an online store. And yet she's freaking thriving. And that is, to me, like, just made me feel so good, because again, it wasn't about the resources that she had at hand, right? Yeah, she has a huge mortgage she has to be paying, and she has that rent, or not the mortgage, but the rent for her building, and she still has all this inventory and all these things that are kind of putting her in a bind. But she figured out, if at the very least temporarily, a new way to go about it that's actually very successful. It's perhaps lacking some throughout this entire process, right? There's a lot of people who are like, oh, so-and-so, they're going out of business, bricks and mortars. Our local bakery, a friend of ours owns a local bakery, and they've gotten so creative. Obviously they're doing delivery, they're doing takeout, so you can come and pick up and all that. They do lunches as well. So you can come pick up your lunch, but also what they're doing to encourage people to come and pick up or order is, for every, I think it's like $20 you spend, or every $15 you spend, you can donate a lunch, or you automatically donate a lunch to healthcare worker. And they go, and you can also for healthcare workers. That way you're keeping them in business, and you also send food to our healthcare workers, who are like the silent heroes of all of this entire situation. So there's so many creative ideas that you can come up with, you can use to pivot what the situation is. And it's about, at the end of the day, if you want to get yourself into that creative space, into that space where you can raise your vibration, raise your level of energy to start thinking more creatively, rather than getting stuck in that victim mode, that place of just low vibe, which is so easy to do right now. And this is why, like, I check my news. I actually check in on the news with my mom once a day. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm like, okay, Mom, give me the update. Let me know what I need to do, what I need to know. But then, and I kind of have a little threshold. And when I start sensing that my energy is dropping because of what I'm hearing, I'm like, okay, Mom, I know enough. Like, I'm good. Thank you. Please stop right there. Because otherwise, I can't show up for my job and show up not only for the women that I support, but for my family and my loved ones in my new capacity as homeschooling teacher. And, living 24/7 now with my husband, which is, I don't know that I signed up for that. So that I can show up for them and be the best version of myself, like I need to stay in a high vibe energy. And when you're in this high vibe state of energy, when it's like an encouraging point of pivoting, become incredibly resourceful. You realize it's not about the resources around you, and it's about the resourcefulness. Resources like time and money can stagnate you when you're in a very low vibe mode. But when you're in resourceful mode, you make shit happen. Like, it's funny because I'll be talking to, I'm not really talking too much to them right now because they're kind of in a low vibe position.